Hey guys, my name is Ethan, this is Carberra, and welcome back to the How to Python series. Today we're talking about defining functions. Functions are quite an important part of any programming language really. Python is obviously no exception to that. Functions are used a lot to do a lot of different things, and I am going to be showing you the basics of them, and in the next video, actually the next two videos, we're going to be going over more complicated stuff. So the next three videos are just going to be functions and stuff. So the simple syntax for a function is the def keyword. This creates a new function, so we can just call this function. And then we can do print hello world. And then to call a function, we simply do the function name and then parentheses. And when we run the program, we get hello world in the terminal. So as you can see, we've called the function here. With the function name is the same, and we've used brackets or parentheses or whatever. I talked about internationalization before, but I'm not going to do it again. But these things, these symbols here, are what you need to call a function, and you do the same up there as well. Note how I've left two lines between the function call and the function itself. That's a PEP8 thing. If you don't follow that off the bat, then don't worry, but that is a PEP8 thing. So that is some very basic stuff, but you can do more complicated stuff with functions. So you can, if you want to, pass in parameters. So we could say x and y, for example, and then we can print x plus y. And if we do add 3 and 2, we should get 5. Because it's taking 3 as x and 2 as y, and then it's printing the sum of the two. Simple enough. You can do it with other input parameters, and we get a different result at the end of it because we passed in something different here. So that is basic parameters. However, this isn't really ideal. We should be able to return the output. So we should be able to do something like result equals add 3 and 6. So what we can do is we can use the return keyword. Now the return keyword is optional. As you can see, this one doesn't have it. If you don't specify a return keyword, it will essentially be doing this. So it returns a none object. So this is the same as this, essentially. But in this case, we actually want to return x plus y. Now we could do result equals x plus y, x plus y, and then return result. But it's just easier and it saves lines to just have this expression be returned out directly. As you can see, we get, I don't actually print anything. Print result. That's not even it. And as you can see, we get the result back. If I were to change this to 4, we get 10. You can see how it is. So there is also a way to do multiple values at once. Now, Python is particularly good at this, at least with regards to the syntax, because you can return multiple values at once, and it's not really that much of a pain to do. So what you can do is you can do def divide. And we could say, I don't know why I did x and y again. I don't know why I decided to put numbers in there. What we can do is we could do return. Oh, actually, I'll do it here. So we got the result equals x divided by y, and then the remainder equals x modulo y. So what we're doing here is we're taking the numbers and integer dividing, and then we're getting the remainder as well. And then we can say return result remainder, so we can have a comma here, and if I did result remainder equals divide 63 by 7, those are just the first things that came into my head, and then we print result, and then we print remainder, we should get 9 and 0. If you do this, we should get 9 and 1. And this is basically doing, I guess this is sort of like long division in a way, in the way that you would get the remainder. I don't really know what to call the function, but that'll do. So as you can see, we're passing two results out, but we're also assigning two variables to the divide here. So we're assigning result and remainder at the same time. So what's happening here is this result is being assigned to this, and this remainder is being assigned to this. You can, if you want to see how this works a bit better, do this. And as you can see, it returns a tuple. So I said in an earlier video that tuples are sort of a whim in Python. The brackets are optional. So you can do this and it will work perfectly fine. You can do this. If I just print the remainder as well, oopsie daisies. And it will work perfectly fine as well. But we are essentially returning a tuple of values that is then getting what's called unpacked into these variables. I think we did some in the for loops when we were unpacking the dictionary.items. But essentially it's just a way to assign multiple variables at the same time. And it's a really neat little thing in Python. It is technically possible in other languages, but it is a nightmare to work with. If you do it in the same thing in C# is ridiculous to do. So Python makes that quite easy. But that is pretty much all of the really basic stuff that I wanted to go over. And essentially just the basics of functions. In the next video, we'll talk about positional versus keyword arguments. So we've only used positional arguments in this video, but you can have keyword arguments as well in order to set defaults. But we'll talk about that next time. So if you have any questions about what you saw in this video, feel free to leave a comment, or you can join a Discord server using the link in the description. While you're down there, I would recommend that you look at my socials. So I have my Twitter, my Twitch, and all that stuff for you to look at should you wish to. But I'm going to end the video here. If you liked it, say hello down below. If you really liked it, consider subscribing and hitting the notification bell so you don't miss out on future uploads. And if you really, really liked it, consider supporting me on Patreon. Of course, you don't have to. A really cool thing for you to do. With that in mind, I would like to thank my super awesome patrons for being super awesome. And I will see you next time when we talk about positional versus keyword arguments.